2013 Chrysler 300, and today we're going to be replacing the thermostat housing. Here's the part we'll be using. Part number 49549, thermostat with housing. Go ahead, always double check these and make sure that your gasket came with your housing, because sometimes I've opened these up and they either fall out and they're just in the box, or sometimes they forget to put them in. So make sure you check for that gasket before leaving the store. All right, nice, easy, straightforward job. Go ahead and get my tripod situated. All right, thermostat housing is located right underneath of your intake pipe right here. Go ahead and remove this. There we go. Flathead screwdriver, or I think maybe an 8mm to remove these. We don't need to remove them, we're just going to loosen them. And this one right here. And this can just be lifted out of the way. There's a sensor underneath of the hosing right here. We don't need to worry about that. We're just gonna move this out of the way. And here is our thermostat housing. First thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and put a clamp on this rubber hose so we don't lose all of our coolant. Go ahead and lock that into place. Save me some time and money and not making as big of a mess, and that saves my customer time and money. Oh, that is leaking immediately. That's odd. Maybe this clamp is putting some pressure on it, building up the pressure, because this engine's cold, so it shouldn't have pressure like that in there. But my glove. Another cool thing about these is that you can use them like this. It really is helpful when you have one of these bigger hoses that you have to keep continuously wiggle off. Come on now, you're right there. Thank you. Go ahead and lift that up. Make sure you have a drain pan down there to catch everything. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and remove our two 10mm bolts. The first one located right on top, the other right on the bottom. And what I like to do is I like to have this pre-staged, so right when I pull this out, I can push this new one in and save as much coolant as possible. So while I remove this lower bolt, I'm going to apply pressure. Remove that lower bolt and begin my pre-stage. Of course, the O-ring didn't want to come off of that one, so make sure you don't double gasket it, and you have to remove that gasket. Wasn't much coolant left in there, so I'm assuming that this thermostat is stuck open, because it shouldn't be leaking coolant like that on a cold engine. It should be closed. push that hose all the way in and release your hose clamp. And top off the coolant. Come in here with some brake clean and try to get as much coolant off of your drive belt and other things as possible. And with the engine running, I'm going to start checking for leaks. And down here feels good. But I want this to get up to operating temperature, and then I'm going to relieve the pressure from our bleed screw right here. And if there's any air in the system, we'll be able to get it out. I usually like to help circulate the coolant. Sometimes if you do this enough, you don't even need to bleed it because you'll force all the air back into here. Alright, I'll let that get up to temperature and we'll be back. Alright, with the vehicle up to temperature, we're going to go ahead and open our relief valve. See if we don't have any air inside of the cooling system. Make sure you open this nice and slow. You can see we have some bubbles coming out. When you have pure liquid like this, go ahead and put it down. Wait for about 5 more minutes and do this process again until you stop getting air out of it. Alright, with everything back together, go ahead and double check your coolant level. Make sure it's good to go. And with that, you just replaced your own thermostat. I knew you could do it. I didn't doubt it for a second. If this video helped you out, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.